This is the rawest, the realest WMMA podcast on the planet. This is Savage WMMAFAN podcast number 11. Let's go. Namajunas versus Willie Zhang. We have a date. We have a place. The only thing that we don't have is an official announcement. But shout out to Coach Harrison, the founding member of the Lions Den Women's Mixed Martial Arts community. Coach Zhang is just, he does it again. I don't know how he does it, but he knew weeks ago that Dana was looking in the Philippines because they had opened up some restrictions for events. And he knew that Dana wanted the flyweight champion, Willie Zhang, to be in somewhere in Asia, right? Somewhere in fucking Asia to where a lot of money can be made. And hey, look, that's what we got. So, you know, all the doubters, whatever, you know, read them and weep. The facts are what they are. And at the end of the day, I'm very excited. And I want this fight to happen soon because I'm just so fucking ready to put to rest these theories about Rose Namajunas being afraid. Rose being so fragile and like a little flower and she's on thin ice when she goes in there against Willie Zhang. Like, get the fuck out of here, okay? Rose is a motherfucking trooper, okay? Rose is a motherfucking savage. You understand? I've said this before, and I'll keep saying this shit. Rose is the type of motherfucker to pray for you before the fight, whoop your ass, and then pray that she didn't whoop your ass too bad. Know what I'm talking about? Rose is in there as a lethal technician who wants to put her rose thorns deep in the skin, flesh of Willie Zhang, so she can rip it open and Willie can bleed the fuck out. I don't understand what's so hard about understanding that, okay? Girl's a savage. So I just really hope on April 24th that this shit happens. I really hope this shit happens. So all of you April fools who think Rose is about to just go in there and get wrecked, you know, you're sadly mistaken. Sadly fucking mistaken. Cyborg Nation, stand up for the greatest featherweight in the history of women's mixed martial arts. Stand up for that 13 years without a fucking loss. Stand up for all those motherfucking fighters that ducked this woman out of fear. Well, don't stand up for them, but stand up for the fact that she endured this shit, even including Amanda Nunes, who, to her credit, was able to break that streak and beat Chris. You know, stand up, Cyborg Nation, and you keep fucking stand up. Keep standing up. God damn it. But this is not going to be so much about Chris. This is going to be a little bit more about a Chris Cyborg detractor, or should I say somebody that they can't get traction unless they're speaking about the great one, Chris Cyborg. Yeah, I want to talk about this motherfucker right here. Yeah, this motherfucker right here who looks like they're just kissing their own ass goodbye. Their whole fucking career getting ready to go into shambles the moment that they face just an inkling bit of more competition than they faced thus far. You know what I'm saying? You know, And, they tried. They tried really hard this week to shit on Cyborg. With statements such as, well, she does a lot of talking, but when it comes to signing her name on the dotted line, she don't know how to do that. I'm like, what the fuck? She wants to sign her name on your fucking forehead and then hit you upside that motherfucker. I've never seen a fighter other than Ronda Rousey whose attitude stinks so much. I mean, she lives on Fantasy Island, okay? Inside her head, she's on an island all by herself. A world all by herself. Like, what nobody could possibly imagine this shit. Stephen King couldn't come up with no shit like this, okay? Nobody, anybody you want to fucking name, nobody has an imagination quite like Kayla fucking Harrison. So at the end of the day, she's tried to shit on Cyborg and got a metric ton of shit dropped right back on her ass. Chris just dropped one little tweet with an image like, hey, when I sign my name on the dotted line, it's for records. It's signing the biggest contract in the history of WMMA. While fucking Kayla Harrison is out here trying to get little permission passes to go away and fight, sub competition that she know she'll likely beat, even though she gonna struggle against them anyway. Know what I'm saying? So Kayla Harrison will continue down this horrible, trash-talking campaign that leads down the road to nowhere till eventually she gets knocked out. And I gotta agree with Coach on this one. I have to. The first time Kayla Harrison loses a fight, she gets knocked out brutally. And I hope she has the wherewithal to survive that psychologically, because I'm telling you, if she ends up half as bad as Ronda Rousey, I mean, Ronda Rousey, who warned her, Ronda Rousey told her about this shit. Ronda Rousey tried to tell her that, like, this shit will eat you alive. This shit will destroy you. Ronda Rousey can't even talk about those last two fights in WMMA. You understand what I'm saying? So I just hope for her sake she can handle it when she finally goes down, because I'm telling you, for her, it's going to be a long way down. So, COVID continues. I don't know, since they came out with this vaccine shit, this very fast vaccine they came up with, has COVID really slowed down or has COVID got stronger? But shout out to Marion Renaud. Fortunately, no side effects. She's good. She's hanging in there, but the fight has been pushed back, so it's been postponed. It has not been canceled, so thank God for that. But she's real cool people, and us in the Lions Den Women mixed martial arts community respect her, because she was one of the first fighters to really vibe with the community and really show love to the underground. So I appreciate that, and I really enjoyed her recent interview with the coach. So we sending out positive vibes, love, and energy out to the Belizean bruiser, Marion Renaud. And also a quick shout out to Hannah Cyphers. She was out with an undisclosed situation. That's usually an injury, But I don't know if this COVID shit also it definitely is affecting how motherfuckers train, because if you got to be locked up in hotels all the damn time, or you can't go to different facilities, and you can't get whatever those proper training regiments or whatever routine you're used to as a fighter, you lose a lot of that. So it is what it is. And I know some of my listeners, you don't believe in the COVID shit. And, at the end of the day, I'm not here to debate you, looking at what evidence we have. And don't get me wrong, I'm leery about certain shit my damn self, okay? And I'm relatively open-minded, but at the end of the day, just be careful out here, okay? And try to stay out of trouble best you can. And hopefully by this time next year, we're not thinking about this. We'll be on to the next problem, the next issue, which hopefully isn't as bad as what we're dealing with right now. So, yeah. Oh, boy. Stephen A. Idiot. So Stephen A. Smith came out and made some statements about WMMA, and it got a lot of people's attention. It's even so bad that today I heard that Molly McCann says after she wins her fight Saturday that, she's going to get on the mic and call him out, parking lot or some shit like that. I don't know. I think if she could stop him from getting on top of him, I like Molly's chances. But, seriously, all jokes aside, I'm not going to say that I didn't take his statements as negative and offensive, but I wasn't personally offended by it. See, it's Stephen A. motherfucking Smith, okay? He's one of our greatest living memes, okay? His hairline is marching back all the way to the glory of stupidity, So I'm not really caught up over that. And here's the thing: I don't hate Stephen A. Smith. I know what he is, It's just like you see a squirrel, like, why does that squirrel keep doing that? You know what I'm saying? Because he's a squirrel, okay? That's what he is. So when you see this picture right here, a motherfucking Stephen A. Smith, that's not really Stephen A. Smith. See, that's not even the Stephen A. Smith you even get to meet, okay? This is really what you should be seeing when you see Stephen A. Smith. That's the real professional version of Stephen A. Smith. And I don't have to sit here and go through his life story or how he came up on ESPN and how he always knows how to speak real loud, and that means what he's saying is right, and that means that these women should not be fighting each other because I wouldn't let my auntie punch my mother, so I would not let a woman who decided to get into a cage and hit another woman tell me that that's the type of thing I need to be seeing when I'm sitting there trying to comb my motherfucking hair. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know why he feels what he feels about motherfucking WMMA. I really don't fucking care, because honestly, that's what this man is paid to do. He's a clown. He's designed to stir up shit. That is what his job is. That's what his job is. Okay, we know he don't know anything about fucking mixed martial arts. We already knew he didn't know anything about boxing. You see what I'm saying? Let alone mixed martial arts. Shit, you trying to blow a blood vessel on this motherfucker? So we need to just relax. Take a few breaths, okay? Because, again, clearly, he doesn't know nothing about, he don't know anything about boxing. I mean, and this little clip right here, I don't know what he was trying to, punch. I mean, the way he was swinging that first punch, I think a midget could have ducked him. I'm just being real with y'all. I mean, this shit's just absolutely ridiculous. So despite everything he said and about these pugilistic sports and how women shouldn't be fighting, it's just so fucking stupid to me, you know? Shout out to WMMA Addict. He was right. Every species on this planet, the females fight. They fight and they're willing to fight. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, just because men have such a greater muscle mass and with testosterone and we have such this built-in aggressiveness and this sense of being protective and guarding and guarded and audacious, and women have it too. Women have it too. So shout out to the women in the WMMA, because you're getting this motherfucker's attention. You're forcing his hand. Because he clearly just yelled it out of turn. He didn't he yelled it out for no reason. They don't know why he went there and said what he said about women's mixed martial arts. They don't know why he said it. They don't know why he said it. He just said it. Now, there was another guy. Forgive me if I can't remember his name. I think I'm going to leave both articles. This guy who I can't remember and Stephen A. Smith, you know, he said it's kind of hard for him to watch, but he admires it. And, you know, he understands that these girls do what they do. They some fighting ass motherfuckers. And he even admires them and think that since they've come along, that they've been moving faster since they came along than the men. Debate that however you want to, but, you know, respect to him, you know. But, you know, fuck Stephen A. Smith, you know. Now, I'm not going to try to speak too long on this one right here, because there's been a lot of conversation on this, a lot of back and forth, a lot of disagreements. I've even kind of changed my view back and forth on this, but did Jessica Andrade duck the Bullet Shevchenko in December? Now, pardon, I've held that she did. It was a straight up duck, but then I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. It was a hell of a turnaround. And I do understand where people are coming through with this shit, where they're coming from with this shit. So it may have not been that great an idea for her to turn around after, I think it was a month and a half, something like that. Now, she's done shit like that before, fight on short notice. But this is for the, the undisputed flyweight champion of the world, you know. This is a championship fight, and you're fighting somebody who, with one kick can send your motherfucking career into the neither realm or some shit. You know what I'm talking about? So I understand why they didn't take it, but I understand why some people felt like, but you were talking a lot of shit. You're talking a lot of shit, and with the COVID shit going on, you never know. We could look up, the fight gets scheduled, and then it gets to get rescheduled because of COVID. We don't know. So it's an interesting debate. But while I understand why people got upset, and I also understand when people say, well, trash talk is just trash talk. But the trash talk is an element of the business that, especially since the women's game is struggling so much at times, I feel like you shouldn't say nothing like that, because Valentina would love to just beat the shit out of you and move on to the next person. So, but a build-up is nice. A build-up is nice, okay? But I ain't with that Amanda Nunes do it 9 months later type shit. Fuck that bullshit, okay? More money for me? No, I ain't got time for that, okay? Yeah, so fuck that shit. The Savage of the Week. Shout out to Jason Rose. I found this on the Lions Den Women's Mixed Martial Arts Community fan page, which is located on Facebook. You can come on over there. You want to be a member? Hey, it's all free. And you get access to, uploads of videos, linked over, update on articles, the whole shebang, okay? There's a photo section. So just come check it out. It's nice, all right? And you're going to have to forgive me because I just saw this today. And so I'm probably going to mispronounce one of the fighters' names. So, Stamp Fairtac was defeated by Alyana Radhahana. One championship, 128. Yes. And in that fight, she won via guillotine. Yeah, via guillotine. And when you go to the fan page, just scroll down a little bit. You'll see it. You'll see it. It's nice. It was a nice little guillotine. And I think she was losing the fight. And she was able to make Stamp Fairtac actually tap with like eight seconds left. Yeah, so check that out. Definitely check this out. Yeah. And it was what is this, atom weight? I'm sorry. I don't really know. I'm being honest. I don't really know. I'm not really that good with one just yet. So yeah. Yeah, so check that out. Please check that out. Final thoughts. I'm upset that Marion Renault's not fighting this weekend. Molly McCann is the only woman's fight. I can't remember the girl's name she's fighting. We gonna trudge along. Podcast a little rougher this week. The excitement just kind of went out a little bit with that fucking loss of that big fight between Macy Chiasson and Marion Renault. But enjoy the fights anyway. This is the rawest, the realest WMMA podcast on the planet. This is Savage WMMA Fan Podcast, and I'm out.